When President Donald Trump was in office, comedians targeted him after reports he ripped up official documents.
Sometimes, it would just be one big rip down the middle, and sometimes it would be like confetti.
Then his staff had to tape them back together again. Why?
What's at issue here is the Presidential Records Act.
The Presidential Records Act.
Because of the Presidential Records Act, the next page in our DC dictionary. The Presidential Records Act of 1978 is a law that oversees the retention of the president and vice president's documents. It finds its roots in what might be the most famous hotel in America, the Watergate. When the scandal broke, Nixon wanted to destroy those now infamous tapes.
I'm never going to discuss this son of a bitching Watergate thing again.
But Congress wasn't having it. At the time, the president's official records were private.
They could literally do whatever they wanted with them.
So in 1974, Congress passed the Presidential Recordings and Materials Preservation Act to seize Nixon's tapes and papers, sending them to the National Archives. But it only applied to Nixon. So 4 years later, Congress passed the PRA, giving the government ownership of presidential records.
Anything the president creates as part of his official duties comes to the National Archives automatically at the end of the administration.
Until that time, the documents are kept with the president and his staff. So what's covered? Documentary material, including books, correspondence, documents, papers, and a bunch of other stuff from the president, VP, and executive branch staff working alongside the president. The law also sets up the National Archives as head boss. They get to decide if a record has any value and when or if they're released to the public. Most records are released after 5 years, with exceptions of course, but even those exceptions generally end after 12 years. And in 2014, the law was updated to include electronic communication, making it clear it can't be sent from a private account unless a government account is either copied or forwarded. What's not part of the presidential record?
Dear diary.
Yep, diaries are private business unless they talk about presidential business. Also private, the president's own election campaign materials. Now that you know what the Presidential Records Act is, want another phrase broken down for our next DC dictionary? Let me know.